Well, at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating, we realized that there are some people hurting with the economic times that we're having, and it was decided that we would give away a furnace, and then it worked itself up to two furnaces, and that was the program, the free furnace program. We teamed up with the country FM station 98.1 Froggy 98, and put the word out looking for referrals of people in need that needed a furnace, and we interviewed, and ultimately there was three chosen. So we were really excited that we were able to give away three free furnaces, knowing that we were going to warm some houses over the winter.
Well, the reason we decided to do this program is because after being in business for 60 years, we had decided to do something for the community, and this is the best way that we could figure out that we could do that, is give something back that the community has given us over the years. Well, what we actually gave was a brand new furnace in a family that was in need, and tried to take care of their needs at the same time. After we got into this program, you can't believe how many people we found out that actually go through the wintertime without any heating, and it was very emotional actually to figure out how many people are without having any heat in their house, and they try to get by with just exactly what they have inside the house, and that's it.
With the radio station, they put out something on the internet on their website that you could, a friend or a family member, that type of thing. Maybe it was a friend, somebody outside the family, to not promote them, but send in their name, say this family is worthy or needing some help with the furnace, air conditioner, or furnace replacement. So we got a bunch of applications in, or responses anyway, and there was about 35 or so that came in, and we had to go over quite a few of them to just read them and see what was out there and who needed help the most. And so it was kind of a long process of reading them all and then picking and choosing who would be the most deserving.
The first person we chose was a lady that lived down in Panama. Her name was Jen. The reason we chose her is she had MS, multiple sclerosis. She was heating their house with, they were using wood to heat their house, and her multiple sclerosis had gotten to the point where she had an issue with as simple as just chopping the wood. Loading the wood into the fireplace became a big issue. She was burning herself. Her kids weren't around all the time to be able to help her out. They were in school. The husband was always working, and their furnace was not working. It had not been working for roughly about 10 years. So it was a pretty easy choice to make her life a lot easier. We put in a new electric furnace, so we got rid of the gas scenario totally for her, and we also installed a humidifier just to try to make her life as comfortable as possible.
We did not have a furnace. We heated our house with wood by a wood-burning stove. I have multiple sclerosis. It became very difficult for me to help my husband cut firewood. Just loading the wood-burning stove was difficult. I burned myself. Sometimes I wouldn't even know that I burned myself. I would have burn marks on my hand, and would brush it and then find out later because it was a dry spot. Just carrying wood into the house was difficult. Walking up and down the steps when I was having relapses. Getting up in the middle of the night, loading the stove during the day when my husband was gone, when my kids were gone at school. Made it very difficult. So the furnace, having the furnace now is great. I don't have to worry about any of that. When Bryant came in and installed the furnace, they actually helped our problem with our heat pump. We had a heat pump, but we weren't able to use it The furnace fan, we didn't have a furnace fan that was working, so it basically repaired our heat pump and allowed us to have air conditioning once again. With the multiple sclerosis, it's important to stay cool in the summers, and by installing that furnace, it's helped that also. Having the furnace so far this year, it's made a big difference, because usually with having the wood burning stove, we would struggle on these days that are not cold enough to burn wood, and we'd get up in the mornings and it would be 55 degrees in the house. So the kids would get up in the morning and we'd run into the kitchen, and I'd start the stove for the oven in the kitchen, and we'd make breakfast in the kitchen just so that they'd stay warm, while they're getting ready for breakfast.
Well, for Jen, she had an old gas furnace that did not work anymore, and we converted her to an all-electric system because she does have a heat pump outside, and the electric scenario seemed to work the best for us. So we put in a new variable speed fan coil with a staged heat package. The advantages there is the staging will come on in stages to heat the house versus all coming on at once, to keep her cooling bills down, or her heating bills down. The other thing we put on was a humidifier. Since they had a wood burning stove, the house was dried out quite a bit. We added the humidifier to increase the comfort in the house, and also for her asthma and different issues that she had. So those were the components we added to her new system.
I want to thank Bryant Heating and Air for giving us the furnace. What they did was huge. Words can't express the gratitude that we have for what they've done.
Bryant, whatever it takes.